If you're going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habits in little matters. Excellence is not an exception to prevailing attitude. I had a long discussion with someone, one of my friends, and he was emphasizing on the need to do a lot of things, to have multiple streams of income. And I wanted, I was all in for what he was saying because it was making so much sense. And he said how he's going to dive into this, dive into that, because one source of income is not enough. And I, had a lot of lessons to take home. But he was also emphasizing on the fact that as much as having multiple source of income is important, it is also important to have mastery in one. Something that people know you by. Exactly. So it got me thinking, and I thought about how every person have different aspects of their life, have different stages they are in their lives currently. Some are still trying to come up, some are still trying to learn, some are still in the university, some are still in secondary school. And in all those stages of life, to move on to the next stage, one thing is very important. And what is that thing? Excellence. Excellence is so important for you to move from level to level quicker than you think you would move. For instance, if you have an estimate of 5 years to stay in a particular stage of your life, excellence can quicken that step by 3 years, can quicken that step by 2 years. Before you know it, you are on to the next stage. All that 5 years and you're thinking, oh, I was able to accomplish this much within this short period of time. That's what excellence can do. And what do we mean by excellence? Excellence is simply putting in your best foot forward for in anything you do, whatever it is, anything at all, wherever you find yourself, you are putting your best foot forward. As an employee and in the workplace, what will make you stand out from your colleague is excellence. And that is why I want to talk about excellence and why excellence is important in 2023. That is why I'm bringing it out as the first episode for this year. Excellence, very, very important. Anywhere you find yourself, put your best foot forward. Do your best. It doesn't matter how insignificant that thing is. It doesn't matter how minute it might be. It might just be, oh, hey, take care of these children. I'll be back soon. And then you're with them, you're engaging them, and you're trying to be, try to know how they are doing, try to know how they are feeling. And before you know it, you leave. And then the next moment they are taking or telling their mom or whoever have told you, giving you that assignment, they want you back because they enjoy your company, because you have done more than just taking care of them. You've done more than just watching them. You've fully given your best to that task. It could be sweep this place you find yourself. Take care of the house. Let the house be neat. And then you put your best foot forward. You're not doing it anyhow. You're giving your best. That is what excellence is. And how do you accomplish excellence? Number one thing I would be giving you as a tip for making sure you excel in every part of your life is understanding what you need to do. It's very important to understand what you need to do. What is your responsibility? What do I need to get done so that I can excel at that thing? I'm an employee in the office. I have an understanding of what the overall company goal is, but what is my responsibility? What do I have to do on my own part to excel, to stand out, to be unique in that workplace? So that is what you need to do first. Understand what you need to do. And number two, focus on high performance and mastery. Focus on becoming that master of that thing you're doing. You want to be a high performer. People who are excellent in their work, people who are excellent in everywhere they find themselves are always high performers. They don't wait till they are told what to do. They are proactive. They want to be masters. They want to be tapped in their sleep. And then you ask them a question and they can give it to you without having to look through pages and pages of work and all of that. That is gaining mastery. Gain mastery. Focus on becoming a high performer. Focus on gaining mastery. That is very important. Once you are master of that thing, there's no how you will not want to excel. I have a friend who is so particular about excellence in the very little detail. I'm telling you, to the T. Always, she always wants to be excellent. It doesn't matter if she was just told to, okay, arrange this book. She wants it to be done orderly, organized. That is excellence in every area of your life. And number three, something you need to know is that you need to practice resilience in the face of challenges. Of course, there'll be challenges in your way. When you've decided and say, okay, this is the height I want to gain. For instance, you have a skill that you want to learn and you want to make more money. Just like I was telling you about my friend who was saying that he had his aim for 2023 is to have multiple streams of income and by so doing have a lot of money. That could be your goal also. But then you have this skill and you don't have the patience to sit down and learn the basics, or even if you want to, you went as far as learning the basics, you don't want to sit down and learn the advanced way of doing that particular thing. If you don't practice resilience, you will quickly give up. When things become difficult, you don't want, you just drop it and move on to the next thing. Your focus will just be, oh, they say this particular skill is making money, is giving money, it's very lucrative. You jump there and you're running to go and learn the skill. One lesson of 2 weeks, one lesson of 1 month, and you're brandishing yourself as an expert in that field. That's not how it's done. That's not how it is done. And maybe after brandishing yourself as an expert, you get people coming in and they're not satisfied with what you have to offer. Of course, it will lead to bad business. And the next thing you say, oh, is a lie. They say there is money, but there's really no money. When the real truth is that you didn't give your best. You didn't sit down to learn all it takes to become excellent in that skill. So in the face of challenges, say you started learning a skill and you already started advertising as, someone who has knowledge in this particular skill and people are coming in. First job might not be too grand. The second one might not be too grand. But as you progress, you learn. What did this person find that was not good with my work? And I want to do better in the next one. So practicing resilience is very, very, very important. And then the last thing I also want to talk about, something that is very, very important, which is the fourth thing, is having the ownership of pioneer mentality. This is very important. As an employee, for instance, it's easy for you to say, am I not just an employee? I just come here, do my work, get paid, and walk out. That's not the mindset of a high performer. That's not the mindset of someone who wants to excel, who wants to be known as an expert, who wants to be known with excellence. That's not the mindset. If you have the ownership or pioneer mentality, you begin to think like the owner of the company. You begin to put yourself in the shoes of that person. If I was the owner of this company, what will I do to make this place better? What will I do to make more money? What will I do? And then you are allowing yourself to get creative, to get imaginative. And then a lot of ideas are flooding in and you are acting on those ideas. That's the pioneer mentality. That's the ownership mentality. Anything you find yourself, even on a personal level, as a maybe entrepreneur or somebody who is just starting out as a freelancer and all of that, if you do not have that ownership mentality, if that mentality is not in you that, oh, this thing, we must succeed at this, we must do what it takes to succeed, this is my bread and butter, this is all I have and I must succeed. If that mentality is not there, the eagerness to put in the work will be gone, and before you know it, you're treating it with laxity, you're doing it anyhow, people are complaining. Let's say people are even patronizing you. Before you know it, they're complaining of your services, they're saying you're not doing it properly, or there's one complaint here and there. Something will come up. So like I said, just to recap, understand what you need to get done. Understanding what you need to get done will give you an overall goal, overall strategy on how to move, on how to excel. And number two, I talked about focusing on being a high performer. It is very important that you focus on being a high performer. If not, how do you excel? And number three, I talked about practicing resilience when there is challenges. Of course, we encounter challenges. This life, look at us in Nigeria now, crying for cash. Who would have thought that there will be a time in this world where we are saying cash is not enough? But yes, we are here. So that's a challenge. Challenges will always come up. Now, what do you do in this period? You have to practice resilience. You have to put your best foot forward and say, no, I'm not going to give up. And finally, have the ownership or the pioneer mentality. It's going to help you a lot to continue to excel at that thing. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for your success. So if you're still watching this, if you're at this point, I want you to leave a comment and tell me what you're going to practice right now. What is these things that I mentioned that you are going to impute? Leave a comment and tell me what you're going to start inputting to become excellent at what you're currently doing. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. Click the subscribe button and don't forget to click the notification bell so that you get notified when a video drops. Thank you for watching. Bye.